Little Ghost here. Today we're going to take a look at what I carry for everyday carry, or EDC. And we're also going to take a look at a couple other goodies I've made, additions I've made to my ARs and kit as well. So, hope you enjoy it. And today's video was helped along by 10 Cup Whiskey. A generous shot of it. I don't get paid by these folks. I just like how it tastes. So, gotta have something to wet the old whistle, right? And here we have my setup that I carry every day. For the most part, except when I'm out of state and can't carry a firearm. But anyways, up top, was the basic, is a Blue Alpha EDC 1.5 inch belt. I got this on the recommendation of Uncle Freedom. If you don't follow his channel, go check him out, because the guy is good. Talks a lot about equipment, gear. His uncomfortable truths are fun to listen to. And sometimes he goes on an occasional rant, but, it's still a very educational channel. But anyways, this cost me a couple bucks, but heck, when I was wearing blue jeans and flannel shirts, I paid $40 for a heavy-duty leather belt. So this one wasn't that much more, and, it's held up pretty well. Here we got a little pouch that I use for holding my knife, which is a Schrade X-Timer. And I've said this before, but I'll say it again. I ain't much for super expensive knives because they get used, abused, and beat up. This one's not spring-loaded. It's just a basic, your basic big-ass pocket knife. But, hey, it works. And let's take a look at the gun. Glock 19, Gen 5, mods, fiber optic sights, just basic ones. This is a Recover Tactical Slide Assist, not a red dot. People think it's a red dot, but it's not. The reason I have that is because my hand strength isn't what it should be, Hey, I'm kicking the tires at 72 years old, so I'm allowed to have a little help. Grip is a Hogue. I've got big hands, and it just gives me that little bit of extra added attraction. Holster. And this is where everybody's going to hate me, but this is a Blackhawk Sherpa. Yeah, I know. Everybody says, oh, don't get those, don't get those, don't get those. But, I carry this IWB, and it works just fine. Maybe on the outside it's not a good idea, but on the inside, I've never had a problem with the gun coming out. Had to tighten these screws maybe twice, just tweak them a little bit. And, it works. I got a couple other holsters I've picked up here and there, but haven't had a reason to replace this one, so I'm going to keep running it while I run it. Of course, my phone here, my working phone, Samsung S20, Galaxy, had that since 2020. That's probably going to be replaced soon. I'm thinking an Ultra S25 since AT&T's giving them away, so. But, which is going to necessitate some other changes, but we'll be that as it may. This is a pouch for the phone. Got this one off of eBay. Flag patch off of eBay. Got a glass breaker pin. And flashlight. And this is one of these little cheapy jobs. It costs like $5. They use a couple AAA batteries. And I'll tell you what, with fresh batteries, I could shoot this guy up to 100 plus feet up my driveway at night. And that's pretty much all I need. People say, well, why don't you have a weapons light? Well, number one, I'm really not out running around much with the pistol at night. And I have this flashlight if I need it. Because with my eyes, I ain't going to be shooting at nothing more than, 25 or 30 feet, much less, trying to do 100-yard shots with a freaking pistol in the middle of the night. So, Anyways, this is my kit, you know. Oh yeah, I forgot this guy. These little belt hooks. I've talked about these guys before, these little key hooks. These guys are just handy. I keep one on my belt sometimes if I need to throw a hunk of paracord on there for carrying and dragging stuff. I am going to replace it with one of the ones like this. One of these guys, which has a glove keeper on it for the summertime, because I'm out and about in a lot of flea markets digging in a bunch of key wrap, and usually when I got my jackets, I got all kinds of gloves, mechanics gloves in there, but when it gets in the middle of summer, I don't always carry gloves. So this summer, we're going to be carrying gloves because I'm getting tired of getting all rusted up. So anyways, this is my kit. You know, it's always subject to change like anything and everything else, but for now, it works for me. One of the upgrades I did, I talked about this in my winter video, was pick up this condor. They call it a pistol bag or something like that. They don't really call it a pouch. But basically it's just a Velcro, simple Velcro pouch. Plenty of room, it's got some elastic. I don't know if you had a light. Yeah, I could probably fit a light in there if I really wanted to jam it in, but it's not made for quick draw work, but you know, for being out in the rain and the snow, it does give the weapon some better protection than the open top one. So, something to keep in mind. Another upgrade I did to my rifles are these slings. I was using this sling. You'll see it here. The problem with those is that they're long and there's no way to really shorten them. At least I couldn't figure it out. And I spent a couple glasses of whiskey on that particular project and never got too far. So I saw these on Temu, and they work out, so far they're working out pretty good. No issues with them. A little cranky getting the buckles all set up right and in position, but they hold and definitely can get it short enough to where you can use the sling as a proper lever. Now I'm sure they're not, you know, as good as the Magpul or the guy by the name of Hoover Works has been making slings. And if you want something a little better, or Gucci as my one friend likes to call them, you know, go for it. But just looking for a simple, effective solution won't break the bank. I mean, these things are like $6-7 a piece. And you know, if they work for 6 months and die, I ain't gonna cry about it. So I also got rid of the scope I had on here, a cheap scope. Unfortunately, something with the vertical adjuster got hinky, so I went back to this Plenty, I think it is, P-L-I-N-Y or P-L-I-N-T-Y brand, you know, $20 one off of eBay at the time, and it's working out all right. Had to do a battery swap this morning with it, but other than that, so we'll keep that for now. I'm looking at getting some better red dots, but I don't know, with the way that this whole tariff war thing's going, things might get really, really crazy. So might just, you know, run what we have for the time being. And here we have the result of today's shooting session. It was raining pretty good by the time I finished up, so I didn't really have time to shoot a video on it, but this was 50 yards. On the left is my Shark, my AR from Shark Coast Tactical, and had a few flyers off to the far left to start, kind of figuring out where the red dot was going, and once I got it dialed in, things settled down and got pretty consistent. And you know me, as long as I'm coloring within the lines, standing on the paper and coloring within the lines, I'm having a good day. And on the right side there is my Diamondback DB15, 50 yards. Both of these are 10 shots from the bench and 10 shots offhand each. So, yeah, not too bad for an old guy, right? Then we moved over to 100 yards. I actually was doing better over there for some reason. Again, sharks on the left, the snakes on the right. And probably the best day of shooting I've had in a long time. I mean, look at that grouping on with the snake there. Jeez. That's probably one of my best days, 100 yards in a very, very long time. So I was pretty well satisfied. Well, as they say, in any rain, a little life must fall. And it started raining here. I got about an hour before it started. And now it's starting to pick up a bit, so it's time to pack up and head out. Hope you enjoyed my little presentation. And as always, keep watching and stay safe.